These are my favorite kids' books. Part of the reason is just because I love them. Phil and I have some stuff that's still here that we didn't take with us when we moved. One of those things is lots of books. And I've been doing some late night organizing. So I figured I would show you what books we got here. Get my hair to curl. And I just keep scrunching it and hoping that the curls come back. But to the books. I love this one for elementary art. Most of these I got at thrift stores and they're like 25 cents, 50 cents. Mostly got them for my elementary art class. This is a really good one. I love this one. It's a good one. Kids love Skippyjon Jones. Splat the Cat. Frog in the Bog. This one has such pretty watercolor illustrations. So I would sometimes show that to older grades to show them like different ways you can use watercolor. This is a Jackson Pollock book. It's kind of fun. Pretty simple, but fun. This is Danielle Chris's book and I love it so much. I talked about her podcast in one of my recent videos. Round and Round Again. This is like a silly one. These are like elementary art classics. They're so good. This is just like a fun collage with like painted paper. Like that. Very similar. Like such bright colors, which is like one reason I love using books is to like show different techniques to students. This one's really fun. It's like ink and watercolor. So like you can see like the wrinkly paper. Dinner at the Panda Palace, bright colors. Kind of fun. A classic, Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. This one I would use and then just like talk about how we don't have to be anxious. Rainbow Fish. This is like one of the other Rainbow Fish books. Dogs. Sometimes I just look for books that have like fun illustrations. It's like, I don't know, kind of just fun to look at different drawings of dogs. Tumble Bumble. This is one I read a lot as a kid. This is a silly one. Talks about all the things that she swallowed. This one I think I got like from a free pile. Just kind of, I don't know, if kids wanted to draw animals, I feel like books can be good just like to look at to draw. Snowman Band. And again, like almost all of these are from thrift stores. I think I just got this one as a fun winter theme. Another Oliver Jeffers book, a classic. Kids love these, they're so silly. I love this one, Elsie. It's just like, maybe it's because green's one of my favorite colors. And they're just the cutest rabbits. I love it. Silly Tilly is very funny. I love just like the random books that are so out there that just like make kids laugh. Sometimes it's just like nice to have books that talk about feelings and emotions for the little grades. Boot and Shoe. Just about some pets. Okay, this one is so funny. It's like a sock and a mitten who don't have pairs, and then they find each other and become friends, and I love that one. This one I think I got because it's got some interesting textures, and so you can use it when teaching about different techniques, like printmaking, jelly prints. This one's just a fun Thanksgiving one. Talks about pie. I don't know, my family's big on pie. We have like the best pies. I think this one might have been like a free pile. But just has a good message. And then you know, a classic rainbow fish. Oh, and that white balance is bad. Most of my books are at home in Kansas City, and so that's what I showed you earlier. Like a medium stack of books here with me that I also thought I would show you. Maybe you're watching and you want to pick out a book for a child in your life, or maybe you just want to enjoy a kid's book yourself. But we will start off with Find Momo. So I've got 2 copies of this book, and I think there are at least 3 or 4 in this series. These books are really fun. They are like a kind of a Where's Waldo sort of situation. And so on each page, there is a photograph. And the author, Andrew Knapp, he traveled with his dog Momo across Europe and then across the US, which is just like the original one. And while they were there, he would stage Momo in the photo, kind of hidden, and then he would take that snapshot and then he put it into a book. It's like a Where's Waldo, but you're looking for Momo the dog, and my elementary kids loved these. Europe is a little bit more difficult, so 5th graders, this is what I'd pull out for them. But then this one was easy enough that younger grades could look at those. I also have these 2 books, and this one I love so much, the Press Here books. It's like I don't know how to describe it other than like the book feels interactive, and so you're like pressing the spots, and then when you flip the page the colors change, and it's just so fun. And that like tells you to shake the book, and then all of the dots move, and I love it so much. This is a book by the same author, and it's all about art workshops, and so they're just kind of silly prompts or that kind of set up some really fun art making experiences. They're a little chaotic, but in the best way possible. This was a recent one that I picked up at the thrift store, Olivia, but I've never seen Olivia books as a board book. Hard. And so I had to grab it, and it was probably like 25 or 50 cents. Ooh. This one is Lady Legends, and they have a ton of different books in the series, and they go from A to Z, and they list a person that starts with that letter. And so that's kind of a fun one. This one's fun because it's all women. There's that one. Which leads us to this next one that was a thrifted book called Girls Think of Everything. And so it's stories about women inventors. Love reading about these women, and they have just like beautiful illustrations. This is one that I picked up here, and it's Kai Goes to the Farmer's Market. The illustrations are just really, really fun. But then I also love that it talks about local produce that you find at the farmer's market. This one I'm really excited about. I've never had a graphic novel before. I feel like I just didn't read them growing up. Never read Captain Underpants or any of the other like comic graphic novel style books, but I found this one. It's called Lost in New York City, a subway adventure, and I thought it was so cool that it is in Spanish also. So if you are looking for books in Spanish, I think I've got 2 more books that I picked up from that library sale, and this one is Sidewalk Flowers. And what I like about the illustrations in this one, starts out pretty black and white, and then the further you go on in the book, the more colorful it gets. And it kind of has a similar feel as the graphic novel, like some of the pages are split into sections, like a graphic novel would be, or like a comic. There are no words, which I think is kind of fun. And the ink illustrations were just so beautiful. And so this would be a really good example of a book that I personally would pull out and look at for some inspiration. This one is Guess Who Haiku. Just some simple, playful haikus with clues about different animals. I like the idea of integrating poetry and introducing kids to that early on. And the illustrations also are cute. They look collaged. Probably was done digitally, but whoever illustrated did a really good job. And it's called Tangle Art and Drawing Games for Kids. And it's got some different prompts and ideas for different activities. Essentially a collection of simple drawing games. Another one I've got is Henry's Scissors. What I like about this one is it's a little biography about Henry Matisse, but then you've just got really, really fun illustrations with nice colors. One book by Christian Robinson that I have, he's got multiple books and he is an incredible artist and illustrator. It's called Last Stop on Market Street, and just the like collaged painted paper is so fun. I just love it so much, and so I had to add this one. I also think this story, just talking about this little child that runs into all the people on the bus. And then the last one that I have here with me, this is a funny one, and it reminds me a lot of Julia Rothman's books called Everything Awesome About Dinosaurs and Other Prehistoric Beasts. And it's like soft cover, but it's essentially just like a huge informational comic book style illustrated book all about dinosaurs. And I just have to say, I saw this one at a thrift store, but at the time I had a student who loved dinosaurs, and so I specifically got this for him, and then I had it in my art room, and when he was finished he could pull it out and look at dinosaurs and draw from it. And as I'm looking at the back, I'm also seeing they have Everything Awesome About Sharks and Other Underwater Creatures, so maybe I'll check these out. By Mike Lowry. I've honestly never looked him up, so maybe I should do that and I will find even more books that I love. I've had a lot of experience with young kids and books and using books as a tool to teach specifically about art. I taught 2 years in an elementary art room at an art museum. I like to look at them. I love how easy children's books are to purchase. I think maybe is another thing, because any thrift store I go to, like, they always have children's books, and they're usually pretty inexpensive. And you're gonna find books that you've never even heard of that are amazing. So that's why I love children's books. That's why I think you should love children's books. And we should all just love children's books. So if you could like, comment, or subscribe, it just helps other people find my video and then helps me share my favorite books with even more people. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great week.